So I don't like the wall, that texture that I just did with the thicker joint compound, so I made it a little watery. You're not going to be able to see this on tape. It looks like it's super watery, but it's not. So that's how it's right. It can't be water, runny like water, but it looks like it. I can't explain it. When you mix it around, you'll know. You'll go like, oh, that's still too thin. It's not too thin. Look down here, sweetie pie. It's not too thin. Even if it looks like a pancake batter that's really runny and whatever, it's not, as long as it's not actually running, that's probably about right for the texture I want, which is orange peel. You see that it moves around really, really well, but it doesn't come off it doesn't come off like water. And that's how, for me, it seems to work. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. But I wanted to say, to get off this stuff on the wall, I just kind of scraped with my hands. The texture that I just put on. Yes, I could go over and kind of take off, but that takes off the peeling that I was trying to cover anyhow. So let's see how this goes. I'm just using the cheap dollar store brush. This is a little lumpy, but I've got kids who want my attention tonight. They want me to watch a little dog with his blog, or whatever that cute show is called. What is it called?
Dog with a blog?
Dog with a blog. And then I'm going to maybe even... I want smaller flakes, that's the problem. So then I'm going to use a palette knife, clean the edge really well, and I'll clean it as I work too. But so you're going to point it that way, and get closer, honey, and you'll see that I'm getting smaller specks, and that's kind of what I was feeling like it needed a little bit more of. I've got a little bit of things, so clumps, I guess you'd say, and then I'll put it on there and get a little bit of bigger pieces. The problem I was having is right here. It just doesn't, it looked too flat. So rotate the brush. So I'm hoping to blend that in better. And you gotta see what's doing on the brush, though, sweetheart. And always hold a little higher. And so just working it like that. I've got some spots there that are definitely gonna bug me where I peeled the paint off. Go figure, okay? Yeah. Anyhow, you can see there's some clumps here, so there's various things you can do. You could kind of scrape some of that off, or you could just kind of completely wipe it away with your fingers, like I had done here, you know, right? Just go and then just redo the thing. But then what you do to keep it so they're not clumps and they get orange peels, I like to use the latex gloves better, but this is what I had. So we're just gonna, I kind of just gently run it like that. And I don't know, like direction wise, if people, when they do orange peel, do the same, do like different directions, or if they, and if you don't have good hand pressure and you feel like you press too hard, then just kind of drag it upward. This area needs to be worked a little bit more. It's really kind of, it takes a lot of practice, and as you can see, I'm still learning this. But do it on a cardboard box and just kind of get what you want. At this point, I just want to be done with this wall and hope that the texture will be sufficient. See right there, I got way too much, so just wipe it off, especially if there are areas you're not going to be retexturing. You do want to kind of feather it out, but you don't want it like big clumps here. But again, if there's things that you feel like you want to pick it up, then pick it up, because when you come over here, and it's better to let it sit a minute typically, not always, it depends on how thick you make your texture, but it's just like ever so lightly. And sometimes you'll press maybe a little harder if it's dry, and I don't know if you can see that, but it makes a really lovely orange peel texture. But it's not identical to what the first person had done here, and the problem is you're probably not going to get that, just because everybody has they use their hand differently. You know, we apply pressure different ways. The texture that's mixed up is a little different. And it's hard to see what's going on there just because I've got some texture underneath. And this is where my problem is. I tend to get, so I want to just make some smaller. No, I just feel like that middle area I felt like it was too flat. So sometimes it's better to do it and then walk away, and I probably should do that at this point, but tomorrow I wanted to paint. So again, I've got some of those bigger spots, and I might just scoop up a little. Just squeeze it and leave it on the counter. And this one I'm just going to actually put my own little spot there. It's bugging me that that's there. It's a peeled piece of paint. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to press on that. There. And I'm just going to come over there and texture it again. And then, you see how gross this can get. Not gross, but just messy. But I'm going to come through and I'm just going to try to get what happens to the side of those. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm just going to carefully do that. So, I'll check it tomorrow, see how I feel it blends. I just felt like it didn't have enough texture there. And we'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching.